You sound or seem like an obsessed guy with Greece. What is this thing about Chris and Greece?
Honestly, it was an accident.
It's true. I never meant to make a show like this. And it's not just about Greece. It's about the world in relation to me, I guess.
Out in the world, people will love you in a different way, easier than they do at home.
Come on. A middle-aged white guy in search of meaning? Seriously? Growing up in Los Angeles, watching my friends from various cultures, eating different foods, celebrating strangely mysterious holidays, I was surrounded by culture, but I was never really a part of it.
Does that mean anything when you're a kid, or is it just like a story?
No, it's not a story. It's part of our life.
It has to do with the beauty of the city, with the beauty of the people.
Are we a unique people? Who could say that?
So here I am, older, not much wiser, and still feeling pretty left out. I just want to know what it's like to feel like you're a part of something.
Everywhere I go, Greek people, they love being Greek. They want to tell you about it.
This is what I love.
What?
Look at this balcony and the trees growing out of it.
You either feel it or you don't feel it. It's in the air.
It requires you to get obsessed.
It requires one thing, love.
Because if you love something, you try to take care of it.
You ever wish you could just feel what it's like to live how somebody else lives?
There is something in this deep subconscious that tells you where you are and who you are.
I'm not a rich man in terms of making money. I'm a rich man in terms of feeling.
That's what I want. And this is what I'm here to figure out.
I told you before, I'm just a sound guy. I'm not an economist.
There's a shit just fell in my coffee.
It did not. You think, yeah.
I guess they want me to shut up.
I'm Chris Jaymes, and this is Midlife Departure. A middle-aged white man in search of meaning and culture and whatever any of that actually even means.
Ready?
Yeah. I'm traveling with Nick Lambrou, my Greek-American friend, and we're heading west and slightly to the north from Athens to a town called Messolonghi.
I've never been invited by a city before.
It's just so funny, man. Who invited you? The city.
Yeah, the city of Messolonghi.
What are you gonna tell them?
I don't know.
It's a town I knew very little about, but it's mentioned in a book I wrote about the revolution that happened here in 1821. The main character, Marcos Batseris, was buried here. It's also the place Lord Byron spent his final days pleading for support from foreign governments for the revolutionary efforts, and eventually the place he would die. But the pivotal reason Messolonghi is on the map, the reason it was declared a sacred city in 1937, and why it now stands as a symbol for the highest standard of freedom? Exodus. No, not the Moses Exodus you're thinking of. This Exodus was much more recent and personal to Greece. Nearly 200 years ago, in 1826, this lagoon was under siege, but in defense of their city, the people of Messolonghi would change history. And why should you care? Because the battles that occurred here may be responsible for the modern Western world being what it is today. And I'm guessing, much like me a minute ago, you've never even heard of it. Have you ever, flipped in one of these?
If you want to flip, you have to try hard.
Okay, so it's not easy. That's the question. But you say it's really shallow.
Yes, it is shallow. At the point we are, it's about 40 up to 50 centimeters.
Oh, that's it?
Half a meter.
Okay. We're headed out across the Klishava Lagoon, a sprawling abyss of salt water, some 1,600 square kilometers. And this is our tour guide, Georgios. He was born in the suburbs of Athens. When he graduated from the National Conservatory of Athens in 2005, Georgios was simultaneously hired as a tour guide in Messolonghi on an 18-month contract. he never left. He's become an expert on the Exodus of 1826.
Messolonghi was the largest city in the western part of Greece, and it was in the middle of the road between Ioannina to Athens. Since Messolonghi was free, the revolution was flourishing.
The island of Klishova is only 1 square mile, but for an entire year, despite being greatly outnumbered, a small band of Messolonghi stationed here waged a defense so improbable and so courageous it would unite the country.
It was the first time that the revolution had a national character.
Because the Greeks actually came together instead of fighting each other.
Yes.
Like the thing I find so much in the history is like everyone kind of hates one another and they fight each other, and then when there's a big enough force that comes at them, they say, okay, hold on, I'll kick your ass in a minute.
That's
Let's deal with this, and then you go deal with it, and then you come back and you come fight each other again.
That happened.
The Ottoman Empire had occupied most of Greece for over 4 centuries. During that time, hundreds of revolution attempts had come and gone, but this one would be different. In the year leading up to the Exodus, Messolonghi was surrounded. They were outnumbered by thousands of Turkish and Egyptian soldiers. However, because the lagoon is so shallow, attacking ships couldn't enter.
16 days before the Exodus, 131 defendants of the islet won a great victory against 3,500 Turks and 2,500 Egyptians.
Yes, you heard that number correctly. 131 Greeks beat a total of 6,000 people, 46 times the manpower, a feat that seems absolutely impossible.
The images that come to me of seeing and standing here and bodies floating in blood-filled water is what I imagine, and that's true.
That's what happened.
Numerous attempts were carried out with thousands of Ottomans killed trying to take over the small islands inside the lagoon. Eventually, the Ottomans figured it out, turning their ships into catamarans so they could get within firing range, and they built wooden fences throughout the lagoon to inhibit fish from entering.
So that's how they managed to have such a high death level, was from starving the...
Yes. They started eating all the dirty animals, everything you can imagine. Plants, leaves from trees, and human flesh from dead people. So you realize that the situation was bad.
As the people starved, even though they were offered a peaceful surrender, they chose exodus. Of 3,000 people, less than half would survive the escape.
It's actually a miracle that 1,300 of them survived.
Yeah.
The Exodus, the military operation of the Exodus, was most victorious. But inside the city of Messolonghi, there were left 7,000 up to 8,500.
Those who ended up in the hands of the enemy commonly had their ears and noses cut off, preserved in barrels, and shipped back to the Sultan in exchange for money, and used as proof that Messolonghi had fallen.
Inside the tomb, there are remains of more than 1,500 people. But we have bones everywhere.
You mean
Everywhere.
in the city?
Wherever someone would like to dig.
Okay.
At a depth of about 1.7 meters, and from 65 meters inside the garden and 40 meters outside the garden of Heroes, he would find bones everywhere.
All right, so there's a lot of dead humans where we're at.
The Hero Garden, half cemetery, half park. It stands in the center of town, housing a tomb that is considered one of the most sacred and celebrated places in honor of the Greek War for Independence.
So it's not like a place where you come and the family puts flowers every day and sits. It's just...
No, but for inhabitant of Messolonghi, this place is not actually a cemetery. It's the place that they have ridden a bike for the first time, this is the place.
Right,
that
it's
most,
like a park. It's
Yes,
it's a place
yes,
of
yes.
like fun.
But they have in their minds that it's not a simple park.
It is a running theme in every conversation. There's some sort of morbidity or darkness underneath everything, and yet it's turned into the somehow beautiful side of the sacrifice of your existence.
I don't come from Messolonghi, but I think that it should be obvious for other people to think of it as something unique. And the fact that they don't think that this is something unique drives them crazy.
The most interesting part of everything you said to me is that you're not from here, and yet you have this love and obsession for this information. Like, why? How many books did you say there are on this subject? Yeah.
More than 250.
Okay, and how
And
many have you read?
74. I'm reading the 74th one.
Right, that's
Yes.
okay. That's absolute insanity and beautiful, but it requires you to get obsessed.
It requires one thing, love. My obsession, the age of 17 and 18, was to be a singer. But when I came here and I met the people, and not only the history, the whole environment. We have Mount Alexandros, a most beautiful mountain, unknown.
Nobody comes in and says, I give up my dreams, because it's a diverse land and there's a pretty mountain, and it's more than that. You give up singing, which you were really passionate about.
I didn't give up.
You didn't.
I didn't give up. I stopped singing in Athens. Okay, so what? So what?
But at the time, that was not difficult?
I made a choice. It has to do with the beauty of the city, with the beauty of the people. I'm not a rich man in terms of making money. I'm a rich man in terms of feeling. Okay? And that was the reason why I made that choice. I want to live, I want to feel every day Messolonghi.
Of course, the typical musician turned historian. Or maybe the most atypical story I've heard in a long time. I must say, there's something enviable about Georgios's passion. When I think of the cities I've lived in and the feeling they offer, of course, some feel better than others, but to celebrate a city based on the historic spirit that it symbolizes, or the history of the people, is it possible to somehow keep these values alive? In this place, it seems that maybe it is. Just inside the entrance to the city, I meet another George Papa Giorgio.
It is the entrance of the city, the first thing you see, okay. If you don't do something nice here, somebody writes his tag and put the tags on.
Right.
So you must take it from all the guys that want to do the tags.
Right.
Because now I'm a mature graffiti artist, okay. I'm not back at the days.
You're an elderly graffiti artist.
Yeah.
George is a longtime skateboarder and childhood graffiti artist. He found himself later in life implementing an adult version of his childhood obsession. His new project is a tribute to the Revolutionary War heroes that defended the city. It's painted across the first wall you see as you enter town, using faces of locals and a shitload of dots.
The important thing, Chris, is that they are ordinary people.
Right.
Okay. Here is Michalis Stelios, everyday guy. You can see it at the cafe, you can meet him at the road. And we make it with 188,000 dots.
That's all?
The largest in the whole world stencil graffiti mural.
Even after 14 years as an officer carrying out special missions operations for the Hellenic Coast Guard, facing smugglers, traffickers, and transporters of the not-so-gentle kind, he requested a position as sub-commander to the Coast Guard in the town he loves. Yes, another Greek from another city that has conformed to life as a Messolonghian? Is that a word?
This is a unique place, Messolonghi. There's a lot of things to give you the inspiration.
At its core, Messolonghi is a city of the lagoon. Fishermen and their industry have been a driving part of this city since the beginning. Eel is among the most cherished products pulled from these waters, something I can't say I'm necessarily an advanced consumer of, but happy to give it a shot.
Is it enough lemon? Do we need more lemon?
It's enough lemon.
Yamas.
We are ready.
Yamas.
Nick and I are joined by George, our Coast Guard graffiti artist friend, and two more proud locals, Nikos and Konstantinos.
Nikos, he's been trying to get you here for 2 years.
But why? Why would you want us to come here?
It's not only one reason. It's many reasons. The first was that no one in America knows Greek Revolution. We thought that everyone knows us. It's only, I think, 2 or 3 holy cities in the world.
Sure.
For us, it's an opportunity to travel outside the walls and show to the world who we are.
It's surreal to watch you guys care so much about this place. It's not really like this in Los Angeles. Our biggest history is the Lakers and the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Maybe you can play like Kobe Bryant, basketball, but it's very hard to be like those who sacrifice their lives to be free. So admire them. I can't do that. I don't. If I was in their place, I'm not sure that I will be able to do that.
Chris, I remember the scene at the movie The Alamo with John Wayne. He talked to the others and he say, sometimes if you hear this word, democracy, it is something you have to fight and worth to fight for it.
Okay, but what's that like? Does that mean anything when you're a kid, or is it just like a story?
No, it's not a story. It's part of our life.
It's not limited only to Greeks in Greece. Greek Americans too.
No, it's true. Everywhere I go, like Greek people, they love being Greek. They want to tell you about it. I'm fucking Greek and this is my stuff and haha, it's the best.
If nobody tells you us now, the Greek, it's the center of the earth.
But if you look at a map, in the middle, close your eyes, just go right in the middle, your finger will hit Greece.
Right.
It's in the center of the map.
So who made those maps?
There's a prevailing enthusiasm here, an earnest sentiment about who they are and what this place is. There's also a sense of concern as history seems to be repeating itself. Exodus, once a historic event necessary for survival, has re-emerged in the 21st century as the population again rapidly decreased, only this time in a different manner. In 2011, the census reported 34,000 people. In 2023, it's close to 14,000. The pandemic has driven visitors away, and the numerous hotels that once surrounded the lagoon sit empty and abandoned. Somehow, Instagram and Airbnb seem to have neglected what was once a small but thriving vacation spot. Adding to the problem, current job markets leave little reason for the younger generation to return after college. Coincidental or just ironic that the sacred city famous for people leaving is now being left again? But somehow, there seems to be a resilient consciousness here. There's a different sense of appreciation for things that I have spent most of my life overlooking or taking for granted. Things like salt, for instance, something that just magically appears whenever I want it. But here, it has a bigger meaning, of course, enough to build a museum around.
We find in all these products everywhere, products that we use to clean, put in our body, soaps, bath foam, clothes, everything that has color has salt inside to stabilize the color.
In culinary circles, flor de sol is considered the good stuff, and what Messolonghi is most known for. Harvested from crystallized sea foam and widely considered the best salt in the world. Here in Messolonghi, the waters it's collected from were likely filled with what may have been thousands and thousands of dead humans in the not-too-distant past, which I guess, at the very least, adds significance, and yet still, it's a seemingly abstract and random subject to construct a museum around.
Εγώ από μικρό παιδί ήμουν εδώ μέσα στις Αγγικές. Έτρεχα, έπαιζα, ανέβαινα στα μηχανήματα, τα βαγόνια που πήγαιναν και ερχόντουσαν, ανέβαινα επάνω στα βουνά του Αλαδιού. Έτσι λοιπόν είχα μνήμες από 5 χρονών παιδάκι και αυτά που το κουβαλούσα μέσα μου τώρα που έφτασα σε μια μεγάλη ηλικία και είχα την δυνατότητα να προσφέρω στην πατρίδα μου, σκέφτηκα να τα μαζέψω όλα αυτά και να τα κάνω ένα μουσείο.
Okay, so there's this diverse ecosystem with unusually high salt content, and Nikos, one of the sweetest people I've ever met, devotes his time and money for the purpose of preserving Messolonghi culture and history, not just here, but at art institutes and other not-for-profits around town. And again, he's not even from here. This is becoming a bit of a theme if you haven't noticed.
Thank you, Mr.
The only people I'm passionate about where I'm from are the people that just came there.
I see.
Yes, we love our city to a degree, but we hate it at least the same amount.
No, we even love it more now because it is in need of more love. It needs more love from the ones who are left behind. You either feel it or you don't feel it. It's in the air, in the land, knowing how many people sacrificed voluntarily their lives. There's something in this deep subconscious that tells you, reminds you where you are and who you are. This is how I chose to come back here, spend the rest of my life here, and of course die here. I know my last years will be perfect.
Nikos, just one more obsessed fan of the city. He left to study in the US only to return and hand over his green card. The allure of New York City was not enough to overcome the pull of this small provincial town.
You've been here
most of my life.
Yeah.
Apart from the 7 years I spent in New York.
A lot of people come there, they go to school and stay.
The funny thing is, when I came back, I went to the US Embassy in Athens.
Okay.
I'd like to give back, to surrender my green card.
No way.
What? We don't know the procedure. This has never happened before.
Nikos spent most of his adult life running a foreign language school here in Messolonghi. And of course, he has an unwavering appreciation for his hometown.
There's no traffic lights in this city, which you don't even really notice when you're coming in.
Unless you know that we don't want traffic lights in the city. A good town planning requires traffic lights.
Right.
They give you a sense of a modern town. We don't want that. Is it good or bad? Apparently it's bad for modern society. It's good for our daily life.
You're forced to have to stay aware and care for each other, whether you like it or not.
No.
So how have you ever been in a car accident?
No, never.
Wow, all right.
Never,
well,
not even a scratch.
And you prove the point.
No.
Yeah.
We will never be a town of 80,000 people.
Sure, yeah.
And why should we? We don't have to grow up. We don't have to expand. Give us our identity. Take care of our history, of our culture.
Okay, but how do we get that? So now it seems like all the kids that I'm around and my friends' kids, the amount that care about learning about culture and history and other parts of the world, is it possible to get?
No.
So what?
I know it firsthand from my daughter. When I try to tell her about historical things happening, use this information that new generations are different, then they should be different.
But we don't
know
for the
better,
yet.
For the worse.
Right.
History has taught us it's always for the better.
So there's hope for us, there's hope for Messolonghi.
There's hope for Messolonghi.
The more I hear these guys talk about their love for this city, the stranger it seems. Trying to understand the weight of what others go through is the least we can do. If we can't take the time to see it through their eyes, the value of the past is irrelevant, the sacrifice, meaningless.
We're proud, very proud of our town.
Yeah. No, I mean, in the
As I was proud of my country when I was in the States. If someone had asked me, why are you proud of your country? I had so many things to tell him when I was there.
Still?
Still, yes. I'm not proud of its people, but I have accepted our attitude. This is how it had always been. Spartans against Athenians.
Yeah.
World War II. Greece was free again from the Germans. All right? What did we do? Civil war. We are the only country which started a civil war. But this is what we are.
Do you think it's the geographical placement and the pull of the sides puts you in a position, or is it something culturally?
Are we a unique people? Who could say that?
Right.
I don't know. Most likely not. I think it's the place.
Yeah, the location.
The location. Facing an enemy, I cannot tell you how we are united. Eventually, I have to make you an enemy,
Right.
to have an argument.
That's your DNA.
Yeah, that's our DNA.
That's the Greek bumper sticker slogan. Just give me a fucking enemy.
Give me a fucking
Right, otherwise I'm useless.
Make me happy.
All right, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Do younger generations even care about how we used to live? I know I didn't. And now it makes sense why my grandparents sounded the way they did, like old people with strong opinions, talking about how things used to be, how things have changed, questioning where things are headed, wondering if we're going to be okay. And I do wonder constantly. Everything we face, not only as a people, but as a world. Are we going to be okay? Here in Messolonghi, something feels different. There's this strange spiritual connection and meaning tied to the past, and it touches all corners of daily life. Even an outsider like me, who's never felt like a part of anything, can sense it. Oh, did I mention near the entrance to the city is an inscription on a rock that reads, "Every free man is a citizen of Messolonghi"? I never meant to learn this history. It could have so easily gone overlooked. Like all the other moments and past events where I would fill my time by complaining about my overpriced cappuccino, my cramped airplane seat, or the crappy Wi-Fi connection. Most likely, I will forget to celebrate that I haven't had to worry which of my family or friends will be slaughtered fighting to keep their city afloat, or have their ears removed for a few dollars in bounty.
No, it's not, isn't it?
The truth is, I'm entitled. I take things for granted. I wish I could change that. I try. I fail. I remember. I try again. Why is it so difficult to remember to be better? Much easier to just embrace this generation of pharmaceutical drugs and digital distraction that we seem to have created. Ah, fuck it. Let's just get a drink and find something to complain about.
I would offer to give you guys one, but then you couldn't be useful.
Chris alone 3.
You know, when it's Chris alone, that means he's excited because now he gets camera time.
And so, my search for culture has led me to this. Alone in front of the camera. But not alone, me and the crew. Already nostalgic about our week here in Greece. Already making plans for next time.
This really epitomizes the feeling of romance. Just me and the sound guy.
And his boomer.
This guy. Just us.
Just the three of us.
The guy that you're not seeing right now Yeah, that's what I had to look at all day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be empty.
We're gonna miss you.
I'll miss you guys.